Dear students and my dear viewers, once again I welcome all of you with the Islamic greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. May peace, mercy and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon all of you. Okay, so in this new session we are going to discuss a bit more about transitive verbs and intransitive verbs. So far we have studied some basic differences between transitive verbs and intransitive verbs, and today we are going to discuss more about transitive verbs. In the previous session or in the previous lecture I have discussed that there are certain intransitive verbs and we can use them transitively, or they can function in a sentence like transitive verbs. Despite being intransitive verbs, we can use them transitively. So today we are going to understand that there are some transitive verbs and we can use them intransitively. And to culminate or to conclude or to deduct a rule over here, we can say that a verb technically you cannot say this is transitive or intransitive. Rather, it is most appropriate, I guess, or I think the most appropriate saying will be or would be that you can say that this has been used transitively or it has been used intransitively, or this verb functions like a transitive verb, or it functions transitively, or it functions intransitively. So it depends how you use the verb. Now let's analyze, let's read, let's understand these very sentences. Students broke the window. Okay, students broke the window, and we know student, this is the subject of the verb broke, and window is the object of the verb, and here the action of breaking, the action of this breaking, this passes over from subject to object and the object receives effect. Hence this broke, which is the past form of break, is being used as a transitive verb, or it functions like a transitive verb, or it functions as a transitive verb in the first sentence. But in the second sentence, the window broke. आपके पास जो खिड़की थी वो टूट गई, and here the action dies with the subject, the window broke. And here it is not like transitive case where the action passes over from subject to object. Rather, the actual action dies with the subject within itself. So the window broke, here the same verb broke, it functions intransitively, or it has been used as an intransitive verb. Okay, now he burnt his furniture. And when we say he burnt his furniture, so here we can see he is the subject, burnt, and it is the past form of burn, and his furniture is the object of this verb. Lihada, we can call this burnt a transitive verb, or it has been used transitively. But unlike the first, the third sentence, the fourth sentence says the furniture burnt, and here again this verb, it ends with the subject, so the same burn, it has been used intransitively. Okay, they stopped her from going. Okay, they, subject, her, object. Here the action of stopping passes over from subject to object, and here you can say stopped, or which is the past form of stop has been used transitively. But in the last sentence we must stop here, हमें यहाँ पे रुकना चाहिए, and where here the action stop, it dies with the subject within itself. Hence, therefore, you can call this verb stop has been used intransitively. So all in all, we can say that like some intransitive verbs can function as transitive verbs, similarly, likewise, there are some transitive verbs which can be used intransitively, and we can conclude or we can deduct the rule over here that it depends how you use the verb, how the verb is being used. So then, only then you can call whether it is a transitive verb or it has been used intransitively. Okay, so this is another aspect of the transitive verb. Okay, now my dear students, let's move towards verbs of incomplete predication. And this is another branch, not a branch, I should like an offshoot, rather I should say, of the topic transitive and intransitive verbs. Okay, verbs of incomplete predication. Now, I will give a simple example. I will write the teacher teaches. Okay, the teacher teaches. If we analyze this sentence, we have subject and we have predicate. In predicate, we have just a verb, teach, which is the present simple form of teach. Okay. Now, the teacher teaches, so we have subject and predicate, and we all know कि माने के एतबार से ये सारा का सारा sentence, this whole sentence forms a complete sense, forms a complete meaning. We know that. It's very clear that this whole sentence is complete in its meaning, in its sense. But if I say the teacher seems, जो टीचर है वो लग रहा है, क्या लग रहा है? I am not saying what does he seem. So the teacher seems. So here we have subject, we have predicative verb, we have verb, but still this sentence is incomplete in meaning, in sense. So this verb which does not complete its predicate, which does not complete the predicate of a sentence, is known as verb of incomplete predication. So a verb that does not complete the predicate of a sentence, we generally call that verb of incomplete predication. So hence here seems is verb of incomplete predication. Now if I say happy, now this sentence is complete in its meaning, in its structure, in its sense. The teacher seems happy. So this word happy, it completes this verb of incomplete predication, and hence this is known as complement of the verb. Okay. So I think it is very clear to understand. So this seems it was verb of incomplete predication, and the predicate is being completed by this word happy, and we know happy is an adjective. So if happy is an adjective, so we can say that this is predicative adjective. It is a predicative adjective. And if it would have been a noun, then we should have called, or we should call that a predicative noun. So complement of the verb can be a predicative adjective or it can be a predicative noun. So it depends. Now we have to learn, we have to study, we have to understand something more about this. So far we have understand, if you have a verb that does not complete its predicate, that verb is known as verb of incomplete predication. And the thing is, a word that completes its predicate, we call that complement of the verb. And if that word is noun, then it is predicative noun, or if that is an adjective, you can call that predicative adjective. So let's move ahead. Now, so far we have understood what is a verb of incomplete predication and what is a complement of verb, and what is an adjective that comes in predicate, predicative adjective, and what is a predicative noun. And let's understand this. So we have the earth is round. Here is it is a stative verb. It is a stative verb and it is incomplete if we do not mention round. If we say the earth is, this is verb of incomplete predication and it is completed by the word round and it is adjective. But at the same time, this round has something to do with earth, because this round defines the subject of the verb. Similarly, the player seems tired, and this tired, this is again an adjective, this is again an adjective, and this adjective, it defines or it clarifies the subject of the verb of incomplete predication. And again, Ahmed became a doctor. So a doctor is a complement of the verb, but at the same time it is a noun. So we have in first two sentences predicative adjective, and predicative noun. Again this doctor, it defines the subject of the sentence. When you have a complement of verb, when you have a complement of a verb that defines or that explains or that gives us information about the subject of that verb, you can call that subjective complement. So you can call that subjective complement. A subjective complement can be a noun or it can be an adjective. It can be a predicative noun, rather I should say, or it can be a predicative adjective. In both ways, whether it is a predicative adjective or predicative noun, in both ways it defines or it gives us information, it modifies the meaning of the subject of that verb. So this is all about subjective complement. Let's move ahead. So okay students, now we have another aspect of this verb of incomplete predication and complement of the verb, or you can say the relationship between the subject and the complement, or now we are going to deal or understand with the relationship between the object of the verb of incomplete predication and its complement. Okay, I have written three simple sentences. The boys made Ahmed captain. The jury made him free. The parents named their daughter Fatima. Now, generally made and named, these are functioning as transitive verbs in these sentences. And we know when we have a subject, we have a transitive verb and we have an object. Normally the sense is complete, the meaning is complete. But there are certain transitive verbs which apart from their objects need some more information to complete their sense. For example, we have a subject, we have a verb, a transitive verb, we have object, and yet the sense is incomplete. In that very case, that very transitive verb, we can call that verb of incomplete predication, because whether it is transitive verb or intransitive verb, you may have a verb of incomplete predication in transitive case or in intransitive case. So let's understand. The boys made Ahmed. So we have the boys subject. This is subject. Made, it is transitive verb, or you simply remain. Ahmed, it is the object, but still we do not know what they had made of him. We do not know. And the captain completes the sense and the meaning of this sentence, but at the same time this captain explains this, the object of the sentence, of the verb of incomplete predication. Okay, the jury made him free. If I say the jury made him not free, we do not understand. We will be unable to grasp the meaning of this sentence. We cannot infer the meaning of sentence if I hide this phrase. Okay, we can say the jury made him. We have subject, jury, we have object, him, and yet the meaning is incomplete if we do not include free. But when I say free, the sense and the meaning of this structure is complete, and again this free defines the object of the sentence or object of the verb of incomplete predication, or you can say complement of the verb. Similarly, the parents named their daughter. The parents, we have subject, and named we have verb. Their daughter, this is an object, and yet if I say the parents named their daughter, it is incomplete somehow. And the Fatima, the word Fatima, it completes or it defines the object of the sentence. So my dear students, remember, my dear viewers and students, that when you have a complement that defines or redefines the object of the verb, you can call that objective complement. So all in all, let's say that when you have a verb of incomplete predication, you may have, you must have a complement of the verb, and that complement of the verb can be a predicative noun or predicative adjective. And if that complement of the verb defines the subject of the sentence, you can call that subjective complement. And if that complement of the verb defines the object of the verb, you can call that objective complement. And in this case, objective complement, you may have transitive verbs, you may have subject, you may have object, but yet the meaning is incomplete unless you put objective complement out there. So this is all about transitive and intransitive verbs, and all about these verbs of incomplete predication. I hope you might have understood this. If still you have your doubts, you have questions, or you have confusions, don't hesitate to ask me. Drop your comments, drop your questions, queries below in the comment section. You are most welcome. I hope that this session will be very informative for all of you, for all of us. We all are learners of language. Thank you very much. Stay blessed.